Thank you all so much for joining me today for this lovely yoga practice. My name is Christine. I am with Integrated Yoga Therapy, and I am practicing today with a group of wonderful women on a live Zoom room practice with a group from Breastfriends in Tigard, Oregon. I will link their website in the description below if you or anyone you know might benefit from reaching out to their organization. I highly recommend it. It's a wonderful, wonderful group of women that are there to support you and to support each other. So today's practice will be in a chair. So find yourself a comfortable seat, preferably one that doesn't have wheels on the bottom. And you're more than welcome to sit on your yoga mat or on a blanket or even on your couch if that's what you've got. I'm all about improvising around here. What can we make? How can we make this work? So make it work for yourself. I like to make sure that my feet are on the ground, and I think barefoot is kind of nice because we're going to do a little joint movement here in our feet. But for sure, if you have cold feet and you want to keep your socks on, go ahead and do that. This practice is for you. This is about you. Make this practice your own. Make each posture your own. And today we will start with just setting an intention for this practice. And we do that in yoga so we can kind of focus on what we want to gain from this practice. So sometimes it might be rest, sometimes it might be relaxation, sometimes it might be gaining flexibility or strength or increasing balance. But today I invite you to join me in setting an intention to befriend our bodies. And sometimes our bodies seem to do their own thing and maybe even kind of become a little traitorous to us in some cases. And so this is an opportunity for you to just befriend your body, not control it, not make it do something, but just to love on it. So that's what we want to do today. So if you like, you might bring your hands together at your heart. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, set whatever intention resonates with you. Or you might join me in just intending to befriend your body, befriend yourself, befriend your mind. And just to love on and take care of yourself today. And with that as our intention, I invite you to just bring one hand and maybe the other to rest over your heart, kind of here in the center of your chest, our metaphysical heart center. And if you're feeling comfortable to close your eyes or soften your gaze here so that you can come a little more inward, that would be great. And as you're here with your hands over your heart, you might just notice how your chest expands up into your hands as you breathe in. And notice how it softens as you breathe out. And you can keep your hands here or rest them in your lap whenever you're ready. But just a few more breaths here, just feeling the rise and fall of that beautiful breath. With each inhale, fill yourself up. And with each exhale, notice if there's something you might be able to soften, maybe the skin of your brow. Maybe relax and release your jaw, soften your shoulders. And then let's all go ahead and bring one hand and maybe the other to the low belly. And here we're just inviting the breath to be a little bit deeper. So when we breathe up high in our chest, we usually have some bit of activation going on. Maybe you've been working around the house or at your job or just visited the doctor or whatever's going on in your life. So you might be a little bit in action mode. So we want to take the breath down into the belly so we can be in the restoration mode. So see if you can find that subtle expansion and softening of your breath as you breathe in and out here at your low belly. And again, relaxing the face, the jaw, the throat. Just a few more breaths here, and just begin to notice if your breath is softening, slowing, deepening. This is all about befriending yourself. So just like you would a new friend you're meeting, you're just getting to know yourself again, maybe in a new way. And then let's just get a little healthy joint movement here today. So something we don't necessarily think of as we move throughout our day are our joints, especially the joints in our feet. So you might release your hands to your lap. If you're sitting on the floor, you could extend your legs out long. If you're sitting in a chair, just have your knees over your feet. And we're just gonna pick up and put down the toes. These are the foundation for everything we do every day. Pick up, put down the toes. Maybe pick them up and kind of flutter them around as if they were playing the piano. Just playing with those feet. And then let's pick up those heels and roll onto the balls of the feet, kind of coming up onto the toes. And then pick those toes up and press into the heels. And again, here, if you're sitting on the floor, maybe it's just a point and a flex. So just a few more times, saying hello to all the joints of the feet. Each foot has 26 bones, 52 bones in both feet. More than half of the bones in our body are in our feet. So we're just moving those joints nicely. And then let's go ahead and pick up that right foot. You might bring your hands to interlace underneath your right thigh, or maybe bring them around the front of your shin, or maybe you hold onto your chair here and just pick up gently. And we're gonna rotate the ankle a few times in each direction. And then again, this time we're going to get into the hip joint. So you might hold on to the chair, hold on to the thigh for a little assistance, or if you're on the ground, you might lean back a little bit, make circles in one direction, and then the other. And then we'll put that right foot back down. And since we're getting to know our bodies here, just take a moment to notice the differences now between the left and the right side of your body. Not judging anything, just noticing. And then we'll move to the left side. So you might pick up your left leg here, make some circles in that left ankle in one direction and then the other. Depending on how fast you go, 2, 3, 4 circles in each direction might be nice. And then we'll move into those hip circles. And make sure you get the opposite direction. Beautiful. And then we'll set those feet back down. Rest the hands to your lap or to your sides. And maybe close your eyes or soften your gaze and just take note of any changes you might feel in your body at this point. Maybe a little sense of aliveness, any sensations that are coming up. And then we'll do the same thing here for our hands and our arms. So let's extend the arms out straight, fingers pointing forward, and let's play the piano here. Maybe just with the fingers, maybe get the arms involved in it. Maybe it's more like the hula. Maybe you might lift them up and make it more like rain. Just however far your arms want to move today. Maybe your hands are down lower here. Just moving those fingers around, and then we'll flip the fingertips up to the sky and then point them down to the ground. Flip them up, point them down. You might do one up and one down. This is really great for our neuroplasticity when we do these bilateral movements like this. And then let's make some circles in the wrists and opposite direction. And then let's make some circles in the shoulders. So you might bring your fingertips to rest on your shoulders and just make some circles here with those elbows. And again, you can keep these movements as small as you like, or you might make them really big. And then reverse your circles. Lovely. And then we'll just let those hands pour right back down to rest in the lap. And again, getting to know yourself, what's happening in your body. Can you feel your heart beating? Where do you feel your breath now? Where do you sense energy or tingling or aliveness happening? And then let's get into the spine a little bit here. So very gently, with the hands resting on your lap, we're just going to inhale and we're going to look up towards the sky. Maybe just opening up across the chest a bit. And as you exhale, look down towards the ground. Inhale as you look up. Linking the movement with the breath is wonderful for our nervous systems. So exhale as you look down. And again, your movements might be faster or slower than mine. There's no right or wrong way. There's just your way. And if you like, you might move a little bit deeper. So this time as you look up, you might arch your back a little bit. Look up towards the sky, maybe take the head back a bit. And as you exhale, you could round the spine, draw your belly button back towards your spine. Inhale, little arch in the spine. We call this seated cow pose. So arch like a cow with that little sway back. And exhale into cat pose like a scared cat. And just a few more rounds here again, moving at your own speed, moving with your breath. And you might notice it feels nice to add in some arm movement here too. So maybe as you next inhale, you might lift your arms from your body. And as you exhale, you might reach your fingers forward a bit. Inhale, maybe open up those arms a bit. Look up towards the sky as you arch your spine. Exhale, round the back. Draw the belly button back as you reach the fingers forward. And as always, you can choose to keep your arms nice and low here, or maybe you want to start exploring bringing them up a little closer to shoulder height. You might be hearing all kinds of snap, crackle, pop sounds as you move, which is totally normal. But again, if it brings any pain or numbness, come back to a previous expression of this movement. And if you have the range of movement, you might explore lifting your hands up to the sky. Just a few more here, just getting to know what's going on. Checking into all the sticky spots or tense spots, not with judgment, but with love and compassion. And one more round here. Let's find one final inhale. One final exhale. And then as you inhale, once again, let your hands rest in your lap and come back up to a nice straight spine. And just again, taking a moment to pause here, to notice any subtle shifts in your body and your biochemistry and your energy. Just to love on yourself. And then we want to get into the hips a little bit here. So in our culture, we tend to sit an awful lot. And we want to kind of open up these front hip flexors here. So from a chair, I invite you to turn to your left and kind of scooch towards the front edge of your chair and just bend your right knee, hold on to your chair for support, and you might tuck your toes here or bring the top of your foot to the ground. If you're practicing on the ground, come over into a tabletop position and then step that left foot forward, and you can send that right leg back any amount. Beautiful. So I'm going to come back up to the chair to show here. So you might like to feel the top of the foot on the ground or the toes tucking back. You might like to keep that knee right under the hip here, just getting really long in the front of the right hip flexor, or you could send it far back, as far as you like, but making sure to keep a nice tall spine here. You might play with tucking the toes and putting the top of the foot on the ground. Just see what feels best. Just exploring. Take a couple more breaths right here and focus on expanding into the front of your right hip. And soft brow, soft jaw, soft shoulders. One more inhale, and as you exhale, bring that right leg forward again, turn to the front of your chair or come back to tabletop position. And then we'll move to the other side. So if you're in the chair, turn to your right, scoot towards the front edge so the right thigh is completely on the chair. And then send your left toes back. If you're in tabletop, just step the right foot forward and send those left toes back. Play with those toes, see what feels best to you. Play with how far away you want that foot to get from you. And when you find a spot where you feel some sensation here in the front of the left thigh and the front of the hip, let your spine be long, tuck your chin to lengthen the back of your neck, and breathe. Notice where you feel yourself expand as you inhale. Notice where you feel yourself soften as you exhale. Find one more full round of breath here. And then we'll bring that left foot forward and turn back towards the front of the mat, or come back into your tall seat if you're seated on the ground. And again, just taking this time, taking a moment here to notice what you notice, to feel what you feel. And then let's move the spine a little bit more here. So we've already done cat and cow, so we've moved the spine forward and back. So let's move the spine laterally here. So with your hands still resting on your thighs, we're going to inhale, find that nice tall spine, nice long neck, and then just exhale, tilt your right ear towards your right shoulder. We'll start in the neck here. And then bring your head back up to center with an inhale. And as you exhale, tilt that left ear towards the left shoulder. One more time to each side. Move with your own breath. And then here we're going to move a little bit farther to the right. So you might like to hold on to your chair or your left hip. And we're just gonna maybe reach those right fingertips down or away. Or maybe if you're on the ground, you could just walk your fingertips out along your mat. And we'll just find a little side bend here to the right for a couple of breaths. And then inhale back up to center, and we'll take the same thing to the left. So any amount, just that first edge where you feel sensation in the right side of your body. Keep that right hip anchored on the ground. Let's inhale back up to center again. Take that to the right again. Maybe your hand stays on your chair, on your hip, or maybe you reach it up towards the sky. Press that left hip down, reach your left fingers away. Couple breaths right here, just focusing on expanding the left side of the body. Again, finding your edge, your healthy boundary for yourself. And then we'll inhale back to that tall spine. Let the left arm come down. And then tilt to the left once again. Hand grounded at chair, at hip, or maybe reaching up towards the sky. Again, we want to make sure that right hip is not coming up off the chair, off the ground. Reach with those fingertips. Breathe into the right side of your rib cage. One more breath on this side. And then we'll inhale back up to a nice straight spine and let those hands rest down on your lap or to your chair or the ground. And again, taking a pause here to notice what's happening in your body, what's happening with your experience, to be fully present with yourself. And then we have another way we can twist our spine. So we've done forward and back, side to side. Now let's do a little bit of a twist. So if you have osteopenia or osteoporosis, I want you to be super careful with your twists. We really just only want to go to that first place of sensation, no forcing or pushing here, okay? So you might like to bring your hands up to your heart once again. Inhale to find that nice tall spine here, and as you exhale, just twist to the right, any amount. Inhale, come back to center, and as you exhale, just a gentle twist to the left. And we'll just continue to move side to side, and if it's uncomfortable for you to have your hands up, you can certainly rest them down to your lap. If you want a little bit more sensation and you have a little more range of motion in the arms, you might want to expand the arms the next time you twist to the right. So maybe you inhale here and exhale to open your arms up any amount. Inhale, hands at center, body at center, and exhale to twist to the left. Just a couple more times to each side, keeping those hips anchored down. Really being mindful that your body is in agreement with the choices that you're making here for it today. And the next time we turn to the right, we're going to hang out here. Go ahead and let your hands come down. Maybe your left hand rests on your left knee or maybe even your right knee. That right hand can come down to the ground behind your right hip or maybe to rest on your chair. And again, we're not pushing or forcing anything. We're just breathing into this twist. So as you inhale, think about drawing the crown of your head up to the sky as you press your hip bones down to the earth. And as you exhale, just soften into your twist. Soften your jaw, your shoulders, the muscles around your eyes. You might look back over that right shoulder any amount. One more full breath here. One more. Inhale, get long. Exhale, unwind, come back to center. Inhale here, and then let's twist to the left. Exhale, let your hands rest down wherever makes sense for you in your body and your situation where you're practicing today. Find length in your spine as you inhale. Find softness wherever you can as you exhale. Just a couple more breaths here. One more inhale, get long. Exhale, unwind, come back to center. And again, notice what's happening in your body right now. Notice the quality of your breath. Notice the quality of your thoughts. Notice any tingling sensations in your hands or your feet, any sense of being alive. Feeling that energy flow within you, what we call prana in yoga or chi in Chinese medicine. That life force within each of us. And just taking a couple of moments here at the end of our practice to be fully and completely present with yourself. Sitting tall, but still with some sense of ease here as you soften the muscles of the face, release your jaw, let your heart and belly be soft. Notice where you feel your breath expanding, that first place you perceive your breath. Belly, the heart, the nose, maybe. And say to your body softly, I want to be your friend. And maybe your body says back to you, I'm really enjoying this. I've been waiting for this my whole life, just to be your friend. Just another moment here, breathing your breath, letting your body feel your friendship with compassion, being connected to yourself with authenticity. And if you like, in the tradition of yoga, you might once again bring your palms to touch near the center of your chest. In yoga, namaste means may the light that is within me honor that same light that is within each of you. So to all of you, I say, namaste.